explain your job. You're per diem ER physician, meaning you would go to different hospitals all around New York City and different ERs. So you got such an amazing perspective for all of us to share. So I don't know where do I start with this, Calvin? I guess in March 2020.
Yeah, it was very surreal. I didn't know what I was doing at the time, but I knew what worked for me. And then we go back to habits. I knew that I like to write down what I was seeing in the moment because I don't want to. I hate that feeling of like, how do we know each other again? Or like, where did I see you before? That's so embarrassing. So
Right.
it's on my travel blog. I have a list of everyone I've met on my travels that I've befriended in the hostel or on a bus. And that carried over into a period when we couldn't travel. And since travel was the thing that filled my cup when I was stressed from medical school or residency, the Hong Kong and San Diego trip, the healthy addiction, I lost that when the pandemic because it was no longer ethical to travel. Travel had to shut down. I couldn't go anywhere, even if I wanted to. And it was not going to end anytime soon. It was not like the pandemic had an expiration date. I mean, we're kind of still going through it right now, but we've managed. But at March, April, May, it was nothing for the foreseeable future. So the only thing I could do is pretend I was feeling like I was traveling and I was writing. Was the only thing that kept me close to the feeling of traveling because I was writing as I was traveling for the last 12 years, live, blogging live. Anytime I, couldn't blog, it was because I had no signal in Antarctica or Cuba. And so when it came to the pandemic, that was the adventure that I didn't sign up for, but still treated as such so that it felt manageable and therefore I could face it head on like I would face any unknown. Just a little more negative sense compared to all the nice, fun adventures I would have pre-pandemic. So sharing that with a community like I always have, I didn't promote it. I didn't want to like ask for more followers, but I think it struck a nerve in a time where people were all at home wondering what this invisible enemy they were fighting. I mean, if Russian tanks roll down the street or paratroopers from North Korea fly in, then like, okay, I'm going to stay home so that I don't get shot or whatever, because it's so obvious, it's so pertinent and tangible. But when it's like something like a virus, it's like so unseen, people have a harder time grappling. Why am I staying home? I know I should, but I don't feel the tangible. I can't feel it. I can't touch it. I can't see it. So some part of it may be doubting it. Maybe I could step outside, but then they see what I'm going through behind the walls of the emergency room, and they have a better context of, okay, it's being managed right now. This is what I'm staying home for. There are people out there fighting this fight. And, this is the reasons why I need to do the things I do during March and April so that we don't get overwhelmed and we lose our hospitals. And then when it's my turn to get sick, I don't end up, waiting in the street in 30-degree weather.